giving you an opportunity to get the full story from the people who tell it best. This is Mediacom Newsleaders.
Welcome to Newsleaders. Glad you're here today. We're going to learn some more about Columbia's agricultural park. Thank you for joining us, by the way. We've had some time off, and now we're getting back into the studio, so good to have you here joining us as well. Billy Polansky is sitting right over there, a virtual handshake. Billy, good to see you. Columbia's Ag Park. You're the executive director, and you guys have had a bit of a time in the last year and a half because getting the park up and running, I know there were major delays with the rain and things that were happening last year, right?
Right.
And then we swing around to this year, and then we've got this pandemic in the area. How are things going at the park?
There is a lot of progress happening right now. Our barn is being built. It's under construction right now. Our one-room schoolhouse is almost finished being constructed. And our temporary office was put on site here recently, and that'll be operating soon. So a lot of stuff, exciting things are happening. The gardens are growing. The farmers market is still going on. So there's a lot of life and activity out there these days.
So this is the first year for the gardens, right?
That's right. Yeah, so we've been preparing the ground for the last couple of years because what was there was not great. And so we're growing food there. We have about an acre worked up right now that we're growing on. And so far this year, we've donated over 9,000 pounds of food to the food pantry.
Whoa! What kind of food? What kind of plants? What's being grown out there?
So this spring, we had a lot of greens like lettuces and cabbage and things like that. But right now, we've got tomatoes and peppers and cucumbers and all the great summer stuff is out there right now. And if you go by, a lot of people have seen the sunflowers. So we're starting to get there's going to be way more gardens in the future, but right now we have this. We're getting that food into the food pantry, and more of the demonstration gardens are still being built.
Mm-hmm. Now we're talking about the area which is just behind the Ark. Mm-hmm. It's been this area now for what, 2 or 3 years?
Yeah, so we've been working up that garden space for the last over 2 years, yeah. And the farmers market, the MU Healthcare Pavilion, opened out there last summer. And so, this something with the whole coronavirus, that this open air pavilion, we didn't realize how valuable an open air pavilion would be when. So I was out there yesterday, and there was some back to school event out there. They had all these backpacks, and parents were coming through, and what a perfect location, because it is open air, to have some of these events that maybe couldn't be held indoors.
Exactly.
So,
good thinking there somewhere, right?
Yeah, it wasn't the plan, but it's certainly an asset that our city can use now, given that we need more fresh air.
So do you have to schedule to bring large groups out there? Or?
Yeah, you can reserve it by calling the Ark. So, it's rentable to the public like other park shelters.
Okay. And the barn, soon to be done, right?
That's right. That's where CCUA is going to have all of our equipment and tools for the work we do at the park, but also throughout the community. So that'll be done soon. With our barn and our office there, we'll sort of be moving our headquarters and our base of operations to the Ag Park by the end of this year.
What about classes for folks and those kind of things? Are those up and running now, or is that coming later too?
So we're doing a lot online right now because in person is still touch and go. But if you go on our website, you can, and our Facebook, we have live stream activities, cooking activities, gardening activities for adults and for kids multiple times a week.
Okay,
and
that's
eventually we will be back in person soon.
Is that buildthistown.org?
If you go to the website buildthistown.org, you can learn about the campaign for the agriculture park, or columbiaurbanag.org. That's where you'll learn more about the programming that CCUA does.
And the campaign is still viable, up and running, right?
We still have more money to fundraise. We have tax credits, so if you have done really well in the stock market this year and you would like to make a donation, you can you can get some of that back with a tax credit and help us build out the second phase of the project, which will be a kitchen and event center.
Okay, so it's chugging right along.
Yeah.
And, doing what it can with what we've got going on in the area, but still thriving as it should, I guess.
Yeah, things are moving forward, and there's a lot of great things happening out there. I'd encourage you to go check it out.
Okay, so again, this is the Columbia Center for Urban Agriculture's Columbia's Ag Park, right? And buildthistown.org, or the other one was
ColumbiaUrbanAg.org.
ColumbiaUrbanAg.org. Billy Polansky, thank you so much. Good talking to you again. Come back and see me.
Sure.